am doing mines on time management at home, and I have 3 main points to how you can do that. One is making a list, which is highly important. Setting a goal, and making time for your social life. Working from a list is the best way to ensure you have successful time management. Has anybody ever heard of the ABCDE method? Well, you're going to hear about it today. Okay, well, first off, when you make a list, you're writing down everything that you need. Whether it's, I have to take my kids to the doctor, or I have to go to court. Anything that is a priority, or anything that you have to do, you will write on a list. Well, A will be the thing that is highly important, the thing that will cause consequences if it's not met. For example, you have to pick up your kids from school at 3:30, and you're extremely late, and your kids are outside in the pouring rain, crying, shivering, and their nose is running. The consequences to that will be your kids getting sick, and then you're missing day of work or school because you're going to have to take care of them, so that's a serious consequence. Or CPS is going to get called on you because you forgot your kid. B is a task that is important, but there's no serious consequences to it. So cleaning your house, it's important, but would something seriously happen to you if you did not clean your house on time? C is a task that you like to do, but isn't important and is not a consequence or anything. So taking your kids to the zoo or to the park will have a C next to it. D is a task that basically is a waste of your time, that you could easily pass on to somebody else to do. Taking out the garbage. It's kind of a waste of your time, so why don't you just have the kids go ahead and take out the garbage so you don't have to waste your time doing it. E is a task that can be eliminated, that is not important at all, that you really don't need. Sitting on your butt all day watching TV. Now what are you getting out of that? That is a task that could probably be eliminated, and you can probably use that time efficiently. Using the ABCDE method will ensure that you are always doing the most important task first, and everything that you need to get done is done in a timely
fashion.
Yes, timely fashion. Thank you. The next one is setting a goal. Why do you guys think setting a goal is important?
Gives you something to work.
What was that?
So you can reach your success or passion or your desire.
It gives you something to work towards, to focus on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, setting a goal is pretty important. If you don't set a goal for what you need to do, then how are you going to get there? A goal would be graduating from college. You don't set yourself up to graduate. How are you going to do it? Setting yourself to going to the classes and getting to school, things that are important. There's 5 steps to setting a goal. And the first step is decide what you want to achieve. For myself, in the future, I want to buy a house. So that will be something that I'm working toward. Step 2, create your goal. So I would think, how would I reach this goal? How would I actually be able, what steps do I need to take to actually be able to get the house that I want and be able to afford it? Step 3, how to write the goals. I would write out everything that I need. Rather it's I need to get a better paying job, or I need to just anything that would get you to your goal faster.
Like good for savings.
Yes. Step 4 is review your goals. Make sure that you can actually reach that goal. Don't just jot down anything, because are you really going to do everything that you jot down? So step 4 is basically reviewing what you wrote to make sure that you can actually achieve that goal. Step 5 is telling someone who understands or that can help you, which in my case, I will talk to a loan officer to figure out new home owners or interest rates on the homes, and where is the best place where I would be able to actually be successful in that home. Following the 5 steps is very important, and another very important thing to do is to write down your goals. You're never going to achieve anything if you're not writing it down. You have to write down your goals, and as long as they're written down, they will become reality. They will actually come to life. I have an example, a little short example. You're a stay-at-home mom or dad, and you have a 4-year-old and you have a 6-month-old. Normally, they have lunch at 11:30, and they take their nap at 12. But today, your 4-year-old has a doctor's appointment at 1. What is one thing that you guys would do to achieve that goal? The goal is to make sure that they have their lunch and their nap before getting them to the doctor.
You have to rearrange that schedule and start early. A little bit earlier.
Exactly. Making sure that you start early. So I would actually have lunch at 10:30 instead of 11:30, and then have them take a nap at 11, so they'll at least have an hour and a half to have nap, so they are not too cranky in the doctor's office. Okay, making time for your social life. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. If you overwhelm yourself, you're not going to get anywhere, and you're going to sit there and you're going to say, all this stuff is on my desk, I don't know what to do, what am I? And you're gonna freak out, and you're not gonna think, and you're imagining this time's not gonna happen. So everybody deserves time to themselves to either relax or play with the kids. Making a list and having free time on that list. Like right here, I have a calendar, and it has, I'm gonna show it around to the class, but it has, I need to hold it like this. It has things that are important, things that needs to be done. And there is free time on there, which I can either take my kids to the park or the zoo or do something for myself. So I can have a peace of mind, because if you don't have a peace of mind, you're not gonna succeed. So I will go ahead and pass this around so everybody can see. Okay.
You're doing great.
5 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to conclude this by reminding you guys that to write down your goals, and make sure you prioritize it. Whatever is highly important, that should be done first. And what's something that is not that important, I would recommend you doing that before the other stuff. The end.
Good job.